Hey folks, this is Monk, and we are back with another episode of From the Canopy Film Show, and I'm joined as always with my co-host Cornelius, aka Evil Corny. What's going on, man? We got a few films, man, ready for you guys. It's been slow right now, but I think, man, we're gonna hit that point where things are gonna be dropping back to back. At least stuff that I want to see are going to be dropping back to back soon, and back to back to back. So it's going to get crazy in a few weeks, folks.
Yeah.
But let's get this thing started. So I'm going to start with a film called Last Breath. And this film is directed by Alex Parkinson. And this film is a true story of a seasoned deep sea divers who battle the raging elements to rescue a crewmate who's trapped hundreds of feet below the ocean's surface. And our main cast on this film, we've got Woody Harrelson, Simu Liu, Finn Cole, Cliff Curtis, and we've also got Mariana Buring also appearing in this film. And this is one that I knew it was coming out, but the interesting part was I went and looked at some reviews, right? to kind of see what it was hitting on. And I was pleasantly surprised, man. There was enough there to, convince me to go see this. It was a slow day. I didn't have anything to do. But this is a crew of divers who are assigned to, work on underground pipes and lines, those cables, the telecommunication cables that run under the ocean. So they go on a dive, and it's also kind of one of these things where it's just a bunch of bad things just happen at the same time. So they go on this dive, and while they're under the surface, the ship that they're tethered to that, drops them into the ocean, it loses control of its steering. So the ship starts to drift, and they're tethered to the ship, their oxygen line, their communication, their radio line, all of that is connected. So of course they got to get out of there. And one of the divers gets snagged, on the way out. And essentially they got to cut the line, man. It gets crazy, man. So Simu Liu's character and Woody Harrelson, they're the guys that are still, they get out of it. Woody Harrelson never leaves the diving bell, so to speak. So he's kind of the guy that's lowering their lines into the water. He's also the seasoned guy that's on his way, he's retiring soon. So Finn Cole plays a diver that actually gets stuck down there, and they've got a limited time to get him out. It's about 15 minutes worth of oxygen, and after that, man, it's just like, yo, you don't have much time, man. Even if you were to lose consciousness, you got a little bit of time before your brain, kind of just starts getting damaged, from the lack of oxygen.
Pressure and all that stuff too, I bet.
Mm-hmm. So it was a cool film, man. I think they did a good job for the budget. It's definitely low budget, but the environments that they were in looked good. The ship looked good. The underwater scenes look good. They probably filmed this in a giant pool, with little stuff that they put in there to kind of, fill up the environment.
Yeah.
But I had a good time with it, man. It's not a film I would probably, encourage you to rush out and see, but if you got something like the AMC A-List or the Regal Unlimited, and yeah, man, make this one of your choices. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's a pretty good action film. The suspenseful scenes get really suspenseful. That's one thing that I really give them props for is, boosting that up and doing a good job creating that tension and the direness of the situation. Because essentially a lot of this film is only about an hour and a half, but a lot of it is happening in real time, because, like I said, they got to get this guy out of here. And it's just kind of cool. It's one of those films, the end of the movie, you see the credits roll up, they give you the replay of the real life events. And you feel good at the end, man. It's one of those ones where the crew comes together and they all high five at the end, like, yeah, Well,
what year did this happen in real life?
I'm not sure, but I think it's happening off the coast of Scotland or Ireland.
Because you know what I was thinking of when I saw the trailer and some of the stuff that was happening in it. There's a lot of it set up almost like the Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
James Cameron's Abyss, and I was kind of wondering how much this, because Cameron is into deep diving and all that stuff and ocean exploration. So I was kind of wondering how much of that was the influence on the Abyss.
There's some Abyss-like scenes in here, like, because they actually had like one of those ROV, that's kind of trying to help them out, during this mission. But so the crazy thing is this film is actually based on a documentary that came out in 2019. The same name, covered the same event, but the initial accident happened in 2012. That this is based on.
Okay, yeah. So that was after the Abyss.
Yeah. So,
But
but it's good.
it's kind of similar. It's a similar situation. That's why I was asking.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
not going
yeah.
to film anything, but it's
I think
that's what I was kind of.
Abyss was a larger scale kind of situation than this thing. This is
Yeah,
something
but it
that's
was a
just
storm.
like,
But it was a storm that happened, and then it pretty much like they lost the tether on the ship and everything. I think, and that
mhm.
there's a lot of parallels, unless like
Yeah. But I don't think this is the first time something like this has happened. Like
yeah,
this diving kind of stuff is crazy. There's another incident like this that was really crazy where I think one of the chambers that they use for the divers lost compression, man, and
ooh,
basically it was like instant decompression, kind of what happened to that sub. So a
yeah,
bunch of divers got just mashed. Like it was gnarly, man. It was crazy, man. There was a big settlement over the accident, but it opens up telling you this is probably one of the most dangerous jobs in the world in general. These guys get a lot of money, but they're dealing with a lot of risk. Standout performers though, I thought Woody was great, man. Woody's always good in these kind of movies, man. He
yeah,
just make
yeah.
his characters just feel really real. And Curtis, he's kind of the ship's captain, so he does some heroic stuff in there. But overall, it was a good time, man. I had a good time with it.
Cliff Curtis has been in a lot of films. I didn't know he was Maori for the longest, but
Yeah.
he's played Hispanic and all kind of races, in the
Played a black
past.
dude. He played
Yeah,
Hispanic. He plays Samoan. He plays. He do whatever, man. Probably even played a white dude somewhere down the line if you look deep enough.
yeah,
Um,
he played. He was like one of the Rock's brothers in Hobbs and Shaw.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot he was in that too, man. So my next one is gonna be The Monkey.
Okay,
And this is one that I highly anticipated. This is the latest film from Osgood Perkins, who also did it's escaping me right now.
Long
Long
legs.
Legs. Yeah, Long Legs. So in this film, twin brothers find a mysterious wind-up monkey. A series of outrageous deaths tear their family apart. 25 years later, the monkey begins a new killing spree, forcing the estranged siblings to confront the cursed toy. And this film stars Theo James in this. Interestingly enough, I believe, hold up, trying to think, was he the one playing? Yeah, he plays both characters in
Yeah,
this
he
because
played
they're
both
twin brothers.
characters. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
twins. Yeah,
Yeah, we also get an appearance from Tatiana Maslany, Rohan Campbell, Elijah Wood, Sarah Levy. Also pops up in this, Adam Scott, and a few others. But I had a good time watching this film, though. In general, like it's a dark comedy, that this kind of. I like the premise of this too, man. That you've got this cursed object, and whenever it seems like when they activate this monkey, it has like a wind up key in the back. It's kind of a monkey that plays drums when you wind him up. But every time he plays those drums, somebody in the near vicinity is going to die in a final destination kind of way.
yeah.
So essentially the brothers are trying to defeat this curse. And that 25 years passes. But what's interestingly enough, ultimately they realize they can't really do nothing. The best thing you could do is just keep this monkey away from people,
Yeah,
keep them
yeah,
from
yeah.
messing with it. But we've got some really great moments in this film, a lot of fun. I had a good time watching this, man. The kills are so ridiculous and just over the top, like hilarious. Going into this film, and I thought Theo did a pretty good job playing these characters, man. I think that's a cool element to have him playing, both
Twins.
of the brothers
Yeah.
who also kind of have different attitudes toward this monkey, so that's kind of interesting based on, things that happen, in their youth, involving the monkey as well.
I really enjoyed this film. I had a lot of fun with it. I can't wait to see what Osgood Perkins makes next. This kind of had the feel of Long Legs, but it was a dark comedy. And it's kind of set in like it's kind of like it feels isolated, but at the same time, it's a bigger picture, bigger story that's happening because everything in this town is affected by that monkey,
Hmm.
whenever it gets wound back up. And It's just chaos. That's the only way I could explain it. It's just pure chaos, you know.
Yeah, it's nutty too because they're trying their darndest to get rid of this thing, but somehow it keeps showing up. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
and even that's kind of getting funny because
And it
later, like the monkeys itself isn't really doing anything, but somehow it's very mobile. It's like when you're not watching it, this thing is
it
all
just
over the
shows up.
place, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just kind of funny too, man. They look up
One
when
of the
he's
things
there,
that
and you're
happens
just
in
like,
the
whoa.
film is one of the brothers. I can't remember which one of it, which one it was, but he just gets the monkey and cuts it up and throws it away.
Yeah, that scene was
And
crazy too,
and
man.
it was like, yeah, it was almost like the monkey was, even though it's a wind up toy, it had flesh to it and
Mhm.
blood, and it shows back up in the room. And like being a grown ass man in the world, and
Mhm.
knowing that this is a movie, that gave me the creep seeing that monkey, in his bedroom,
Yeah.
just sitting up on the shelf, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah, like it's funny, man, because I don't know, man. I didn't really like Long Legs a lot, but I really like this one, man. From Osgood, but you're right, it does have he has a distinct cinematography look. It kind of feels steeped in that kind of an old school look, but just with maybe a modern twist, maybe the styling that he's putting on the visuals. But I kind of wish in a way that Longlegs went to that dark comedy route, man. I don't know how that would look with a serial killer hunt kind of film, but I don't know. I feel like he's more in his element with this kind of material than he was with the Longlegs. Like I enjoyed this way more. And then even like the ending of this thing, it even gets crazy, man. There's that
Yeah,
one
yeah, yeah,
last
yeah,
gag
yeah, yeah.
with the school bus, and you're just like, whoa, this is wild, man. Yeah, yeah. I
No real
definitely enjoyed
resolution
this.
at all. It's just things that, yeah.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's crazy, man. I definitely want this reminded me of something. Remember that show? Remember when they used to do what was that thing, man? And I think there was a bunch of cursed objects in that series. Was it the Friday the 13th series?
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
think,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and it was like a messed up janky antique shop, and there was always
Yeah,
a story with something that was in there, like the three monkeys. I remember that episode, like the see no evil monkeys, and they
yeah.
were coming to life, killing people. Yeah, this definitely feels like something along those lines, man. Yeah, I had a good time with this, man. I'll definitely, watch this again for sure.
He's also made he's also made two other films or written two other films. I think this is his second film directing, but like The Black Coat's Daughter, I thought that was a decent film, but I think I kind of can't wait to see what he makes next. But like
Yeah.
I said, I really enjoyed this.
Let's see. Let's get into this next one, man. So next one I'm going to talk about is Mickey 17. And this is the latest one from Oscar Award winner Bong Joon-ho. So he's a director. I like him because he plays around in a lot of different genres, but I definitely like when he does, sci-fi stuff, like The Host and even we got with Snowpiercer. But he's back with another
Aqua,
one.
Okja,
Yeah, Okja.
yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty cool too. The Netflix one. So he's back with another one. And in this film, Mickey 17, a disposable employee is sent on a human expedition to colonize the ice world of Niflheim. After one iteration dies, a new body is regenerated with most of his memories intact. And this film stars Robert Pattinson, Naomi Aki. We've also got Steven Yeun, Anamara Bartolemy, Holiday Granger, Mark Ruffalo, and as well as Tony Collette are in this, man. And we got some other players, but these are our main people in here. And I had a generally good time watching this film, man. I've really liked this future world that they're living in. Apparently, the Earth is just messed up. What's new? But it's also a world where we're going out into space to colonize, spread out, find new places for humans to occupy. And it's crazy
yeah.
because it seems to be corporately driven in this film, man. This is kind of crazy, especially Mark Ruffalo's character seems like a businessman who's just striking out and making his own thing, happen out here in space. But it's an
He's
interesting
a failed
world.
politician, also, right?
I think so. I
Yeah,
think so. And it's an interesting world where our character Mickey, he is what they call a what do they call these guys in here? Disposable. So
yeah,
they definitely refer to him as disposable. So he's designated the tough tasks, the dangerous stuff. And the thing is, before they send him out on these missions, they copy his
Expendable.
memory.
Expendable.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
expendable.
Yeah.
So when he goes out on these missions, they copy his memory, and he dies doing whatever, whether it's a dangerous condition or dangerous repairs. Or I like that one scene where he first gets to the planet and they send him out. It's like, yeah, take a breath of the air, deep breath.
Yeah.
And he catches a virus. So that scene is crazy. He catches a virus, and they got to figure out a cure for this virus before it's safe for them to get off the ship and start exploring the planet. And by the time they do that, I think he's up to like Mickey 8 or something like that. So
Yeah.
he's died as they're trying to figure out a cure for this virus. Each step, they're giving him vaccines that aren't working. So I think that's kind of an interesting take on his character. So when he dies, they just print a new body out. And that was even funny to me, the way they print the body out. You see, it was almost like an old school printer or something, how it
Yeah.
would come
Yeah.
out a little bit and then it come back to do another
Yeah.
line.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then he's sliding back and forth. So that was kind of cool. And it goes from there. So what complicates things is he goes out on a mission and they think he's dead. So they go ahead and make another replicant, but he's not dead. So he comes back to the ship, and all of a sudden there's two Mickeys. And that's when things get a little interesting, man. Like to say to speak. So just like that, this is crazy, man. Just like the monkey, we end up with Patterson playing two characters with two different personalities, but it's the same, person. And that's kind of interesting, the way this thing plays out. But there's a lot of other stuff going on in this as well.
Really thought it was interesting that you have a human guinea pig that's pretty much a clone that can pretty much live forever, as
Hmm.
as long as you can print the body out. I forgot about like the creatures that he comes in contact with. The design on them was real neat, but you reminded me of Nausicaa and the Valley of the
Hmm.
Wind or whatever.
Hmm. Yeah.
Those type of characters. I'm really interested in reading a book, but I think the book is just Mickey 8 or something like that, or Mickey 7 instead
So it
of
is based on a novel. Okay.
yeah. I think it's an original story. I mean, based on a book, but I had a lot of fun with this. I was with a boarding crowd, but I sat there and got all the jokes. I thought Mark Ruffalo did real good in this. He's his character's real interesting. He kind of reminds me of a lot of like kind of between like probably Trump and like evangelical preacher or something.
Hmm.
He's a he's something else in this, and it's and I've seen Ruffalo in a lot of films, but this is probably the first time I've seen him just cut loose in something. You know that.
Yeah. He was great, man. He's really good in this.
Yeah, and then and Patterson is always good. Um, playing this, playing the two,
Mhm.
the two Mickeys together at the same time. I just thought I was kind of entertained by that, and
Mhm.
they had a love interest, that
Yeah, the love interest got really bizarre because you
yeah,
be
it was
like
it went from a,
the the
a, a
the
love triangle to a love rectangle, I
because
guess.
her reaction to it totally blew me. I was like, whoa, this is not what I was expecting. So I
Yeah,
think that
yeah,
kind of makes it more interesting than if we would have got a typical, reaction. So yeah, that was good, man. But you're right, man. Ruffalo was chewing up the scenery, man. I think I enjoyed his performance most in this movie. Like
yeah.
Patterson is always good, but I really can't think of a film I've seen where him being in it made the film that much better. I think he's one of these good guys that's kind of like moldable, but I can't
Kind of
like be like,
chameleon.
oh,
Yeah,
this was the
yeah,
ultimate Patterson
yeah,
performance or this and that. But he's good. But Ruffalo was in here going off, man. The facial expression he was making, like this guy was very Trump like. I think they were taking jabs at Elon. Like
yeah,
it was crazy. Anytime he was on the screen, man, he was cracking me up. I thought him and Tony Collette played a good evil couple,
yeah,
in
yeah,
this
yeah,
film.
yeah.
And
But like I had a whole lot of fun with this. But like I said, I was with a bad crowd that wasn't laughing at jokes and stuff like that. But
mhm,
yeah, just the effects and the cinematography
mhm.
on this was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was good too, man. Like everything looked great, man. Especially when we get to thing because as he's exploring this planet, he runs into these creatures that are indigenous to the planet. And at first it's interesting because the everyone on the ship is like, yo, these things are hostile, and he kind of proves that they're not. And that though that becomes interesting, man, especially the design of these creatures, man. Like I don't know what this budget was. I don't think the budget was that crazy, but it looked like they spent a lot of money. I
Yeah,
think this
yeah,
thing
yeah.
cost like 110 million. I think I saw that in one of these articles, but it looks good, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially toward the end when we get to the bigger set pieces.
When they swarming
Really
and
great
everything,
looking
yeah,
film.
that was real interesting.
Mhm.
Real interesting. But I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah, yeah. That's when it was reminding me of Nausicaa, man.
Yeah,
Especially
yeah, yeah.
how things are playing out with their interaction with these creatures. I might rewatch that again soon, man. I love that movie. But yeah, man, like yeah, this one was good, man. I don't. It's just interesting to know. I saw someone put out like they ranked Bong Joon's films from you know ranked them from best to worst, and they had this at number 8, and I was like, I don't know if it's 8, but I haven't seen all of his films. But I don't know if it's bottom of the pack. It's definitely I wouldn't put it at the front. It's probably going to land somewhere in the middle for me so far out of what I've seen. But I thought it was a good time, man. It's a good effort, and honestly, as visionary and nuanced as a director that he can be, I think sometimes it's cool to just let loose with something light like this every now and then. And it's still well made. It still got his touch. It still feels like one of his films. It doesn't have the deep commentary that some other films I think have, but there's stuff you could pull out of it. There's
Yeah,
definitely some
it's still
commentary
a social thing
on
about
corporations, but they don't get deep. It's
yeah,
it's
yeah,
surface level to me, but it's
yeah,
there. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like other films like Parasite is definitely getting into the layers of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
This
yeah,
one
yeah.
it has it in there, but it's good, man. It's a good time,
Yeah,
and
it's a funner watch. It's not that
mhm,
much.
yeah,
Parasite gets real heavy.
mhm.
On parts of it. Even though that was a comedy, yeah, a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
that stuff.
This one feels more like Parasite to me though than some of the other ones because it does have that the commentary on environmental pollutions and stuff like that in Parasite, but it is still a high adventure type film, and I think this is kind of matching that tone in this as well. Especially with the comedic performances and the gags and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let me see. Anything else you want to mention?
I
We
watched a
got about.
documentary
Mhm.
called Chaos, the Manson murders. And this is on Netflix right now, and it's directed by Errol Morris. It's just going over the whole killing of Sharon Tate and going doing the background on the Manson family. About it was pretty much a bunch of runaways and how he was controlling them. It kind of I've seen several documentaries about it. It kind of touches on a little bit of everything that I've known about Manson, but between him using a form of mind control and just some of the stuff that was happening during that time, where he was trying to start a race war and all that stuff. And it's nothing new, but it was just another, just more to
Mhm.
that weird story.
Yeah. Yeah, he passed away, didn't he? I
Yeah,
forgot.
yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
was like a
probably been.
couple years ago. I forgot when yeah, that was a wild time, man. When this stuff was going on. A lot of stuff's been made around it, covering it. A lot of stuff has been also made around it on the fictional level. Like if you look at, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and
Yeah,
things of that nature. But yeah, that's what's up. So that's on Netflix if you want
yeah,
to
it's
check
on
it out.
Netflix, and like I said, Errol Morris directed it. He's a one of my favorite
Hmm.
documentarians or whatever. But it's almost like kind of like a remix on some of that stuff in a way because certain documentaries about him they just focus on small parts of it. This gives you a little bit better scope on some of the stuff that was happening, but it's like I said, it's a bit of a remix.
Hmm.
If you've seen it, you've heard a little bit of all these things that happened. But like I said, it was new and on Netflix, so I gave it a shot.
Mm, okay. Yeah, but I think we can wrap this up, man. go to catch y'all on the next show, and I'm gonna try to see some movies. I still gotta watch some of the stuff from the Oscar season, man. I got some films on my list I gotta check out, but I'm gonna just be catching up in the meantime, try to watch some new stuff and get up on things. But yeah, man, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like on this thing, man. Tell your friends about us, and we're gonna be back again soon with more.
I'm Cornelius Bros. You can find me on Facebook, Cornelius Bros, on Instagram, Cornelius Bros, on Blue Sky is Evil Corny. Also on TikTok is Cornelius 1976 or something. But one of the movies I want to see this coming week, even though I've been hearing bad things about, is The Electric State, and Russo brothers have directed this, and it's supposed to be on Netflix on
Oh yeah,
Friday.
I forgot that is coming for Netflix
Yeah,
this
but
week.
I've been hearing some negative stuff, but I still want to see it myself because
Yeah, I seen that trailer and it is not really pulling me in, man. Because it's I'm not one of these people that hates Chris Pratt. I think he could be good, but this don't look like good Chris Pratt. This looks like I don't know. We'll see, man. It's
Mad
not gonna
Pratt.
cost you anything to see it, but some time. So
Yeah, it's him and Millie Bobby Brown that's in this.
hmm
So I'm kind of I'm gonna at least give it a shot. It's not like I gotta go to the theater or anything to see it.
hmm No, I hear you. Yeah, but we're gonna catch y'all next time, folks. Gonna be out of here. Peace.
Later.